May 5th. So if yesterday was May the 4th be with you, then today is Revenge of the 5th. Beware. And I just want to say that I am super, super grateful today for all of you guys watching. But also, I wanted to start off today's show. And again, welcome. I'm calling this Stories with Maayan in the Morning. That's the official name of the show. But I wanted to start it out with a little tea, like I did last time with my teapot. And also with being grateful for something and saying something that I'm grateful. And I want you guys, if you're watching, to also comment in the comments something that you're grateful for as well. So today what I'm really, really grateful for is my dog, Hershey. She is 10, 11 years old. She's getting up there. And one thing that I'm grateful for about her getting older is she's much less interested in going to run away and chase dogs, to the point where I can walk her in the morning off leash. And today I took her on this fantastic walk off leash, and she was so happy from it. It just completely filled my heart up, and I just am really grateful for having her still in my life. Another thing real quick that I am grateful for is my hobby / business of glass blowing. And the reason that I'm really grateful for it is because it's a great form of meditation. And I think that having a form of meditation in your life can be just game changing in terms of your overall inner peace, your overall inner happiness, and your ability to deal with obstacles and difficult things that come your way. So if you find yourself struggling during this time of coronavirus and lockdown, to be at peace, to find that happiness, now's the perfect time to take up a new hobby that is a form of meditation for you, so that when you're doing the hobby, you get into this state of calm, this state of really kind of expression. And meditation's a state of healing. It's a physical state that your body goes into where it starts to repair different things, damages that are going on. So everyone, comment your hobby if you've got one. If you don't have one, try finding one today. There's no reason that you can't start a new hobby today, even to the point you're like, but I need equipment for the new hobby. Well, order it off Amazon or an independent, if you can find a local business that you could support online, do that today. All right, I'm going to check out on my LinkedIn, make sure that we are rolling live, see if there's any questions, any comments. How's it going, Sanjay? Thank you so much for joining. All right, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was the Raisin Wars. If you haven't heard of the Raisin Wars, it's basically just a way to describe the history and what's been happening over the past, let's say, 100 years in the California raisin market. And the war has been between a company called Sun-Maid that you're probably very familiar with. It's the red boxes of raisins with the cute little I think it's a little Sun-Maid on there, great marketing, and the RBA, which was the association of all the farmers who actually made and sold the raisins to Sun-Maid, which is just a packaging company. Sip of tea. Oh, it's delicious, you guys. I am sipping on some peppermint tea this morning, by the way. If you guys drink tea, please comment what kind of tea do you drink. All right, so what happened with the Raisin Wars and these two different entities, Sun-Maid and the RBA, is that the raisin industry in itself, the way it was priced compared to how much the expenses were and how much it cost to run a raisin farm and produce raisins, was not at a good place. So the raisin farmers were not making any money, to the point where they were having to pull up their vines and their crop that produced raisins to make way for other types of crops and foods that they could grow. Now, you might think, okay, why is that a big deal? And the reason that was a really big deal is they cared incredibly deeply, still do care incredibly deeply about those raisin crops. A lot of them were multi-generational raisin farmers, and those vines were the same vines that their grandparents brought over from another country, or that their parents had been growing for years and years, their whole life. And so they had this very deep emotional tie to not want to just let the raisins die. And for that reason, they kept kind of fighting for price increases, right? They were like, we're farmers, we need, the price went from $1,000 a ton to $2,000 a ton over time, up to one year they asked for a 20% price increase because otherwise they just weren't going to be able to survive. And what the Sunmade company did is, first of all, they couldn't pay a 20% price increase. Secondly, what they did is they got some new blood in. They hired someone who had an outside perspective and was not part of this like really deep-seated, multi-generational industry where people were very much insulated from new ideas and coming up with new solutions to this problem. So they brought in someone new who said, instead of doing a huge price increase, what we need to do is have the lowest possible price for the raisins right now so that the rest of the money that's available within the industry can go to marketing and advertising. The analogy that, I forget his first name, but last name was Healy, is the name of this man who they brought in to help them. Sunmade brought in this man named Healy to help them convince the farmers, hey, we can't pay those prices. You guys need to lower your prices to what we're asking. And he said, instead of us all fighting over pieces of the pie or one single piece of the pie, let's make the whole pie bigger and work together. Because if the whole pie was big enough, then it wouldn't matter these little price increases here and there. We need more people to be interested in raisins. And this is, I think, a really great analogy to what's happening right now. You guys, just because business has turned down, that's part of the normal cycle. Yes, it's from something completely unprecedented, like a worldwide lockdown. That's new. But what's not new is business dipping or some type of problem where you now have to get creative and find solutions to increasing the demand or increasing the price or increasing the base of your customers. So I think if you're struggling to figure out some solutions, one place you can look at is previous businesses in history when they've encountered really times where they've had a large drop in sales. How did they respond? That's all that's happening right now, right? If you're a business and you're suffering, it's because you've had a large drop or decrease in revenue of some sort. So let's look back a little bit at some really, really successful companies and see what they've done and, apply and get creative and tweak their strategies to the new modern age. And I think that's one way that we can all be innovative, even if we don't have a lot of experience ourselves, is we can look at people who do, we can look at history, and we can get creative and use our knowledge that we do have to apply it to today. All right, we got a couple more people in. Zara says she likes jasmine tea. Me too. That is delicious. One of my favorites is jasmine for sure. Spiced Assam. That sounds really good. I like spiced chai tea, not the kind they make at the Starbucks. Although I like that too, but it's a little too creamy for me. I like real, spiced chai just from a bag or a mix of loose leaf. It's really good. Justin says Rwanda tea. I've never had that kind of tea before. That sounds pretty cool. And Philip says he's grateful for the guitar. It's his form of meditation. That is really cool to hear. And I would say almost every art that you enjoy ends up being a really interesting form of meditation because it connects with your brain in a different way than a lot of other activities that we do. And even just that contrast from the type of thinking that you do most of the day to something that is a different type of thinking really can be a form of meditation. All right, guys, I hope that this little story about the Raisin Wars helps you out with your business, helps give you some ideas for how to tackle some of these obstacles that you might be facing. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can hit me up on LinkedIn or email. My email's right there listed at the bottom. And again, if you are watching this afterwards, I would really appreciate it. Comment something in the comments that you're grateful for. It really helps when other people can see positive things, when other people start hearing positive things. That type of ecosystem really promotes creativity. It promotes, people actually feeling good about themselves. And it just promotes success and growth for everyone. So contribute by leaving a comment of something that you're grateful for. I would really appreciate that. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And we will be back doing a LinkedIn Live, a YouTube Live, and Facebook group live here at 5 p.m. PST. We're going to have a guest on tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a surprise guest, and it's going to be a fun, impromptu kind of gloves off conversation. So I hope you guys join me. And again, feel free to reach out for absolutely anything that you might need.